all day. It's really been a fantastic just day to get all of these kids out here and participating in a sport that really reaches students that don't maybe aren't reached by the traditional sports. It's good to really kind of see those students to really kind of get in. I know that me, from a personal standpoint, have really enjoyed seeing the amount of female participation we have had in this association. I know there's always been kind of a bias with the boys playing, but I'm telling you what, the girls have showed up today, and they have really showed up to play.
Oh yeah, some of the carries were actually all female competitive players.
Yes, it's been absolutely fantastic to see that. Again, we also want to just make sure that we are thanking our companies here that have really kind of helped us in this, our sponsors. Marian University sent out a whole lot of students and faculty that have really helped us to do some of the commentating today. They've really helped us to make sure that this entire day ran smoothly. We have Kamakawa Creative Labs and Iris Bay Studios, who have been creating a video of the entire day, one that we hope to get up and onto our website as soon as it's ready. And very much looking forward to that. But then also to thank State Farm and Gravity Gaming, our financial backers and supporters here, who really made a lot of the prizes and the day possible for us to be here at Game On, the last sponsor that we really want to talk about today. Game On has provided the facility for us and has really been a wonderful host for us in our first ever in-person high school esports semifinals and championship.
Oh. Oh god, what did I do? I want to make sure this isn't... Yeah, we know you cannot see the game. We're working on it now. The champion, the band phase is the one that we have to commentate, just the way that it's set up here at the facilities.
So we are looking at loading in here. Again, some very interesting team comps, very good team comps, depending on how they're used. It'd be very interesting to see how these are going. Just in case you didn't catch it before, I am Coach Batosai, coach of the Clinton Community School District. Really enjoying commentating on today, and I am joined
by Crypto. I am the community administrator for the association.
So here we go, we are in, and we'll see where our teams decide they want to start here. So it looks like we have all 5 of the Wausau West team going down toward the bot lane. I'm not sure if this means that they want... Oh, nope, there goes Malphite going up toward the top lane there. In the previous couple of matches, we've really seen Milton take kind of an aggressive early stance, but it looks like they're going to go with more of a traditional stance here. One of the nice things about having Kane on their side is that he is most likely going to start at the Raptors there, which really allows the bot lane and the top lane to not lose any CS and really maybe try to get a few CS ahead. So it looks like our players are starting to kind of spread out into their lanes now, with the exception of the bot lane for Wausau, who are going to help Nunu with this leash here. And then we're going to kind of see how this develops here. One thing I'm really excited to see is how Milton does with their vision in this game. The last couple of games, they have just been dominating with vision control, and I really think that that won them most of their matchups so far today.
Yep.
Looks like our teams right now are just really trying to focus on their early CS. Really, they're just playing by the book. And this is a smart move, especially by Milton here. They know what they're up against. They are the only team at this point that has beaten Wausau West, which makes this a fantastic matchup, knowing that Wausau West is not going to just come in necessarily and dominate this game. Knowing that Milton has already beaten them once, they know how to do it, they know what to exploit, and we'll see if they can pull it off again here. I am really surprised not to see the Rakan pick for any of these supports. Throughout the season, we've seen a lot of Rakan paired with the Darius hook into a Rakan grand entrance works out really well. Also, the Rakan into this knock-up comp as well. I've seen it a few times this year where Rakan will basically use his ultimate essentially to pull the entire team together, almost gift wrapping it, putting a bow on it, and then allowing the grand entrance to pop them all up. Yasuo will come in, Malphite come in with the secondary CC. Very great tactic, but I guess they'll probably do much the same thing maybe with the Nunu. Gonna rearrange these here. We'll make this a little bit easier for our fans at home to see our matchups here. But it looks like so far everybody's pretty much keeping up. Now that Darius is putting a lot of pressure on that Malphite on the top lane, and Yasuo is putting a lot of pressure on that Fizz. Now that makes sense. Fizz does have a very difficult early game, but once he gets started, he really can take off. It'll be interesting to see how much he roams, though, because with a Fizz, typically you really want to see him roam around the map and get some different kills with his ultimate so that the cooldown on that ends up reducing itself then. We've got some pings there for the side of Milton. Looks like they're a little bit worried about where their opponents are at. Didn't have vision up in that side bush. That's something that it looks like Wausau West is doing a really good job of on the bot side, is their vision. Whereas Milton really kind of has a little bit better vision control on that top side of the map. It's also interesting, we are starting out with an Infernal Drake as our first Drake, and as I said before, these are two teams right here that they know how to play this game. They know that that Infernal Drake is not the most important of the Drakes, but that Infernal Drake will go a long way in team fights later on. Wausau West is farming. They're starting to get a little bit of a gold lead here, about 400 gold lead here. And it looks like Kane really wants to show that Yasuo that he's here and he needs to back off a little bit. Now it looks like it's blue side's turn to wonder where that Galio is at. They're pinging that map, looking at where he's at. looks like we're just going to kind of return to business as usual. That Yasuo is really pushing that Fizz under tower though. Oh, and there it is, the first major engagement there, and it looks like Fizz will go down, but Yasuo will follow. Kayn will go ahead and clean that up and make it a 1-for-1. And we have an engagement with the Malphite there on the top lane. It's a big play here, but oh, and the Malphite takes out the Darius there. That was very dangerous, especially with those Darius stacks. He has such health regen. But Malphite comes out on top, and it looks like he's going to continue to push that wave a little bit. Kayn is on the bot side. Malphite is safe, but it looks like we're going to get a Darius TP back into lane, and that's probably going to force the Malphite to go ahead and back. We've got some excitement down here on the bot lane, looking for a kill. Are they going to get it? Nunu looks like he's going to get out. And the Kayn is going to go down to the Vayne, though. That Vayne just has such high damage. And they're going to go for the Galio. Can he do it? He's got it. Vayne takes out the Galio. They're going to turn, and they're going to take down the Caitlyn as well. And that is going to make a significant lead there for Wausau West, who's going to go up to almost a 1.5k gold lead, pushing up toward that 2k gold lead. Yasuo still just bullying that Fizz in the mid lane. And it looks like blue is starting to ping. Wausau West wants to go for that Infernal Drake. They've done a really good job, though, of taking out the majority of the vision for Milton. But it looks like Nunu is going to take out that Infernal. Now, here in the early game, that Infernal is not going to do a whole lot for them. But as they start to progress within this game, that Infernal Drake does a percentage of extra damage, and as they begin to continue this gold lead, that Infernal will do more and more for the Wausau West team. And it looks like they're going to make another attack on that Yasuo in the mid lane. And it looks like Yasuo is going to do a massive amount of damage on both of them and get out with his life. That was a great play there by the Yasuo. You can see that both Wausau West and Milton are really competing for that vision control on the bot lane. I mean, whoever controls that vision is really going to start to control who can make plays for the Drakes. And as we wait to find out which Drake is up next, it could be important depending on which Drake spawns next. So it looks like we have some really good vision control now. Wausau West has really taken over the vision control, clearing out most of Milton's vision and putting some wards in some very interesting places so that maybe Milton isn't sure exactly where to look for some of those. Once again, Wausau West is just really pushing for this gold lead. They still maintain a little over a 2k gold lead. And looks like they're going to converge here, and this could be it right here. Another kill onto them. Darius there. Darius will get set back. Another death. And right here, they're going to make a major push here for these turret plates here. Down on the bot lane, we've got a little bit of poke still going on here. But they might even finish off this tower here. Looks like it might depend on how fast this wave gets up here. And it looks like they might have to back off for just a sec. The wave is going to crash back in, and they will take that top turret. That will be top turret for them. In the meantime, in the mid lane, they are going to get Nunu, and Milton's going to return the favor there. And there's that first turret. But in the meantime here, we do have Milton making a good push at that mid turret that only has 2 plates left. I think right now it is going to be difficult for Milton to find a strategy to go into this composition here. They've got a great group of late game champs, but they still have to deal with the overwhelming fact that Wausau West has a very clear strategy with this knock-up Yasuo and Vayne cleanup type comp here. It looks like what we have down on the bot lane is Vayne is starting to take a 10 CS lead here. Vayne is up 3-0 here, which is just adding to their gold lead. Looks like Milton's going to try and push the bot lane back there. The bot lane really seems to be going fairly even there, outside of the fact that Vayne is up 3 kills. CS-wise, they're doing fairly well on each side, but Milton's really got to put down that Vayne before the Vayne gets out of control. Looks here like we've got quite a deficit in the gold per player here. And there we go. We've got another takeout there of Galio. They're going to keep on. They're going to push for the Caitlyn here. They're going to get the Caitlyn as well. It looks like the Kayn and the Fizz get there just a little bit too late. But they're going to make the push. We'll see. Can they do it? Can they? Kayn. And the Kayn lifesteal allows them to take out the Malphite here. We're still going 2v2 here. And we have 3 down on the side of Wausau West now. And that is going to allow Milton to go ahead and pick up an Infernal Drake of their own. Now Wausau West is still maintaining about a 2k gold lead, and they have a lead 1 tower to 0 for Milton. That does help the Darius and the Kayn a little bit, as they got some kills out of that. But the bot lane for Milton is still struggling, as they are still 0-2-0, which really does create a gold deficit specifically for the bot lane. Vayne looks like she has completed the Bork and her boots, and has quite a bit of attack speed here, which is never good to see if you are Milton. Does look like the Kayn has the advantage right now over the Nunu. He's got a little bit better farm going on. Does have a slightly better KDA at this point of the game. We've got some pings here from the red side, looking to figure out where that Yasuo is, and he's just coming back into the mid lane there. Now we are reaching the 17-minute marker. Now you can see the Malphite and the Nunu are really kind of looking at that Rift Herald at this point. They've got it only about 2.5 minutes to try and take that Rift Herald before Baron's going to come up and attempt to swallow that up. As you look at the vision here, Wausau West has some really nice vision around the Baron pit and even into the topside jungle on Milton's side here. We look at the Milton side vision here, and you can see they've got some better vision maybe toward the Drake pit, but nothing around the Baron, and that could hurt them. And it does look like Nunu has started up the Rift Herald. She's got about 2 minutes to get that down, which should be more than enough time at this point for Nunu to take that out. Now, Darius and Kane are looking for the red buff there. And Malphite's just going to continue to push in on top to try to give that priority to Nunu as she finishes up. And she does take the Rift Herald, it looks like. So it'll be interesting to find out how Wausau West wants to utilize that Rift Herald here. I would expect that they're going to want to engage in a team fight first, maybe get a few down, and potentially use that either in the bot or the mid lane to finish a tower, and then make a really good push at a second tower. Still working on doing some pushes here in our mid and bot lanes here. It does look like Wausau West may be able to finish this mid tower here without the use of the Rift Herald. And it looks like Nunu's going to come in with a nice snowball there and just kind of push Milton back and just kind of let them know that she's still there. It looks like Wausau West is going to work on this bot tower here. They're going to extend their gold lead here to about 4K and go up by 3 towers instead of just the one that they had before. It does look like vision is starting to expire for Wausau West, who is now starting to shift as they are now looking for the Drake and trying to keep their vision more toward the Drake at this point. And it does look like both teams are looking to contest this Drake here because this is a mountain Drake. Keep in mind, there is no more important Drake on this in this game than the mountain Drake. The mountain Drake is going to allow for a faster, harder Baron push. It's also going to allow for faster tower pushes as well. So right now what we see here is Wausau West is trying really hard to kind of create the pressure there so that they can go ahead and take that mountain Drake, which is really going to be huge for them at this point. They're already pushing towers down really fast. Now you're going to add a mountain Drake to that. They're going to go down twice as fast and give them more of an ability to push that Baron down faster. Now they do release the Rift Herald there on the bot lane. Not sure whether or not that might have been the best option for them, as it does get taken out very quickly and really isn't able to put any real damage onto a tower before Milton's able to take it out. Now it does look like Milton is starting to shift some of their vision over toward the Baron put. They know at this point that the Wausau West team is going to be looking toward getting that Baron at some point here in the near future. So they want to keep that vision up. Very smart play on their part. Looks like Wausau West is starting to kind of gather around the mid lane, with the exception of Yasuo, who's really trying to kind of push at that bot lane by himself there. And here comes Nunu here in the mid lane. Going to go ahead and push a snowball, allow them to get a little bit of damage onto that turret. You can see how just a few autos take so much damage, or take so much health away from that turret at this point with that Mountain Drake. It really looks like Wausau West is looking to pull out this 1-3-1 combo here, which really allows them to do a split push here, which is a very interesting strat, especially when you consider that they have such a great 5v5 team comp. But at this point, they've gotten pretty far ahead. That's a great escape right there by Nunu, just barely getting out. Now, Wausau West has increased their gold lead now to almost a 6K gold lead. And that is a really significant gold lead here, as Milton really collapses onto Yasuo, but Yasuo is going to get out alive. He's going to, looks like he's going to kind of hide in that bush there. And we'll see where he wants to go. Looks like he's going to go right back to that bot lane and right back to that split push. The rest of the Wausau team seems like they are trying to clear out Vision and try to get Vision in for a potential Baron play here moving forward. Yasuo is going to go ahead and back, but he has created a really strong push now for Wausau West on that top lane. One of the things you notice is that Yasuo has such great control over that lane. You can see he left one wave pushing into a single wave after he cleared one of the waves, and now we've got a second wave coming in, so that's going to crash in there on the bot wave and create a push if they don't put someone down there, which is really kind of what Wausau West is looking to do, because that forces somebody to come down there and fight that Yasuo. And it looks like Milton's going to respond with a majority of their team there against the Yasuo and kind of float back and forth between the mid lane and the bot lane. But the response from Wausau looks like they are going to try to split with top and bot, putting a lot of trust in this Yasuo. And they're going to take that top turret, it looks like, while Milton is really looking at trying to get that Yasuo. In the meantime, Wausau West is going to make a huge push here at this inhib tower here. Going to get a little bit of action here as Milton's going to rotate up, and Yasuo decides he's finally going to rotate up into this fight. And it looks like we have another Infernal Drake that is up. Blue side is already pinging it. They want that Drake. So at this point, looking at a double Infernal Drake here, they could potentially really utilize that. You can see the builds here. Vayne has got almost a full build already. We're looking at almost a full build here on Yasuo, getting really close. A double Infernal would make a huge difference here for them as they pick that up. And it looks like they are going to begin getting ready for the Baron play here. Now at this point, Milton really has to be careful and watch how they want to go into this. Now the Yasuo is going to continue to split push and try really hard to go into their inhib here, which is going to force Milton to put some of their players down there to deal with this Yasuo, while allowing the other 4 members of Wausau West to start to kind of make a push and try to figure out how they want to go about a Baron play here. But Milton needs to be very careful. If that Yasuo rejoins the group, one Malphite ultimate into a group is going to do a massive knockup and allow Yasuo a huge ultimate. Looks like we have a 7-tower lead here for Wausau West, just really focusing on the macro game, looking at the overall game here, just focusing on these objectives, taking the Drakes, taking the towers. They've extended their gold lead now to about a 7K gold lead here, and it just continues to grow at this point. Milton looks like they're struggling quite a bit to try to keep that gold deficit from getting any larger. It looks like Milton's going to go out into the jungle here, looking to see if they're starting up Baron, because they've lost most of their vision control around the Baron pit. Wausau West looks to be clearing out the vision. They're doing a really good job of really just controlling the vision around that Baron pit. Looks like they want to wait and try to face check the Milton team as they try to enter the jungle to put out some vision here. Looks like Yasuo might have given away their position a little bit though. It does look like Wausau West is going to go ahead and start up this Baron here. And look at how fast that Baron is going down. And Kane comes in for the steal on the Baron. Milton has taken the Baron buff. Wausau West attempts to chase down Milton. They're just not able to catch up to them. They take out Kane, but that is it. The rest of the Milton team will hold on to the Baron buff, except for Caitlyn, who was just taken out here in the mid lane. Wausau West looks to be responding with a really hard push here in the mid lane. I would expect they're going to go straight down to the bottom inhib here, take a double inhib, and put a lot of priority on these bot and mid lanes here. Wausau West will most likely be looking for Milton to come out to engage them so that they can get a good team fight in here, but they have to be careful because that Baron buff puts a lot of damage from the minions onto them in those fights. So it does look like Milton is going to utilize that Baron buff here to just kind of defend and not push too far out. It looks like Wausau West is getting ready for the next Drake, which is about ready to spawn here. Kane looks like he wanted to come down and see if he couldn't get that Drake, but Wausau West was just not allowing that to happen. And it looks like it's going to be a Cloud Drake. Cloud Drake could be a good one right now for Wausau West. It will allow them a little bit more movement speed around the map, which could be very interesting for Milton to try to deal with here. Looks like they are setting up for a potential one. Looks like they're going to go back to the 1-3-1 here and really just start to try to push these minions into the base here. And it looks like Wausau West is going to kind of meet up there by that top lane, and it looks like they're going to look to just take all the turrets here and see if they can't make a massive push in all of the lanes here and slowly suffocate out the Milton team. And as Malphite keeps some of them busy, they're able to take that turret. They're going to engage here on the top up here, and they're going to take out the Darius and the tower. Wausau West comes out 1-0 here, and we'll see how Milton wants to respond. The gold lead for Wausau West at this point is almost 9,000 gold at this point in time. But it looks like Wausau West is looking to end it here. We will see how Milton wants to respond and defend here, but there goes the first Nexus turret here. Got some poke going on here, just trying to keep each other back here. Looks like they get a pretty good engage, and down goes the Kane. There's another one, and it looks like Fizz is going to have to use his stopwatch. And there's the triple kill for Yasuo, the knockup, and that is going to be the game right there for Wausau West. We will move into game 2 in this epic showdown right here of Milton versus Wausau West here in the finals. Now remember, this is different from the semifinals where we are playing a best of 5, not just a best of 3. All right, and we are ready to get started in the second round of the finals for the Division 1 League of Legends matchup between Wausau West and Milton. So we're starting our bands here, and it looks like we're seeing a lot of the same bands here. Wausau West just not wanting to give that Rek'Sai to Milton. Milton responding with a no-go on that Yasuo, who just dominated them in the first game. Wausau West responding again with the no Hecarim that Milton really used against their previous matchup. Milton responding again with the Vayne. They do not want to see that going into this matchup here.
Well, no, just bad.
And there we have a ban against the Zac. Very hard to play up against. It's a champion that Walleye has really played well with in the past. I'm going to take the Vlad off the table. Another great pick for the top lane if given to any team right about now. Looks like we're going to first pick the Kai'Sa. Get that over on Wausau's side here. Be interesting to see the type of composition they want to put together here. I'd almost love to see the Kai'Sa go in with maybe like a Galio and a Nocturne. And it looks like Milton is going to attempt the Sona Taric bot lane that they did in their last matchup that worked very well for them. Now keep in mind that the Sona Taric bot lane was really kind of made as a staple by TSM's Academy, and it worked really well throughout the season. Cloud9 also utilized it against TSM in the finals. Again, very strong bot lane matchup there. The healing that comes out of that early, mid, and late game is very difficult to deal with. They're going to respond with a Nasus on the top lane and a Ryze most likely there in the mid lane. We'll see what Milton wants to do here for their last pick before we go into the second round of bans. And they're hovering that Akali. That has been a pick for them that has worked in the past. It's been banned out mostly up to this point. They're going to take it. And Akali is very strong right now. All right, and they are going to ban out the Tahm Kench here. It's an interesting pick. They don't want the Tahm Kench to be utilized to bring that Kai'Sa into the backline. They are going to ban out the Kindred. Now that is a good ban against this Milton team. Again, another pick that they have utilized so far throughout this competition today that has been very strong for them. Gonna pull out the Sejuani. The Sejuani band, very good. Could have worked really well into that composition with the CC and the tankiness. We'll see how Wausau West wants to respond here.
The weak fear the
And they're gonna take the Kayn off the table. So we'll see how they want to go through the rest of their picks here, kind of see what they want to do to round out their teams. I really like the Nasus pick for Wausau West. Nasus is a great split pusher. That's a technique that they were really kind of using in that last game with the Yasuo. And if that Nasus can stack up, he could be very dangerous in the mid to late game. And they're going to grab the Zed, which means they will probably be using the Akali in the top lane to try to counter the Nasus. That is going to round out the damage for Milton. Let's see if they pick up a tank in their last spot here so that they can get a little bit of tankiness into the team comp here. We are going to see Wausau West continue with the Nunu pick, and it looks like they're hovering the Thresh here, which would be a great pick for them. And they are going to go ahead and lock in the Thresh. Let's see what Milton wants to do to counter this pick here. And it looks like they're going to lock in the Shyvana. So the Shyvana is going to have some great engage along with the Zed being able to get into that back line real quick. Akali is going to be able to use that smoke screen to her advantage, really pump out some damage. The one issue that I do see with that Milton comp, though, is they don't have much of a tank going into the team fights. Wausau West is putting Nasus Thresh kind of on their front line, but they do still have that split push ability with the Nasus there. Bringing some damage with that Rise ult, being able to kind of come in from behind if they need to. It'll be very interesting to see how each team wants to play into the team fight here. So we will begin our 3-minute timer here before we get in to see the match. So once again, as we are here, just really like to thank Game On especially for putting on this event, for putting up with us here 9:30 at night. We're still going strong here. Just been a fantastic group. They have done so much for us today, and just really want to thank them. This would be a great time, too, to really kind of thank not only our sponsors, but also thank some of the original members of this Wisconsin High School Esports Association group, Mike Dolly, Nathan Delano, James O'Hagan, for really kind of getting this started for Wisconsin. I think that this has been just an amazing opportunity for our students throughout the state of Wisconsin. It's been a real privilege to join this esports association and to see all of our students able to grow and be able to participate in something that could end up in a scholarship opportunity or even just some really great learning experiences for them. In the lower left-hand corner of the screen, once we actually get started here, you will see that we do have our sponsors kind of going through there. You can see that we have Kamakawa Creative Labs, Iris Bay Studios creating a nice video for us. We have Merriam University, who was kind enough to come down and really give us a lot of support throughout the day here. And then State Farm, Zach Zabel, and Gravity Gaming from Bytespeed just really coming through, helping us out here to kind of fund some of this so that we can have some awesome prizes, some awesome trophies and t-shirts here for all of our students who made it to the semifinals and finals here tonight. All right, so we've got about 15 seconds here, and then we will go ahead and get started here. And here we go. Is it? Oh, I wasn't sure if it was just gonna.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, so as we look at this, we've got Aftershock. Looks like we're running on Thresh here. Looks like we've got some good masteries on some of these champions. Some of our student athletes here are going to be very comfortable on some of these picks. That's always nice to see going into the match. And it'll be real interesting to see how these guys want to start this. Last match we saw a very traditional start from both sides, whereas we've really kind of seen some aggression from Milton in previous matches so far today. Looks like we've got some amusing banter here in the chat here from both teams. It does look like Wausau West can be bribed, so for 10K gold, they are willing to go AFK. So all banter aside, it does look like Milton is going to go ahead and group up toward that bot side just to make sure that Wausau West isn't looking to invade here. Honestly though, depending on what skills Sona and Tarek go first, might have been a better invade comp on the side of Wausau West with that early Kaisa as the ADC there. But you can never really discount the Akali or the Zed, as their damage will start to scale very fast. So we have our traditional leashes, and it looks like both teams are just going to start very safe and try to play out this game as safe as possible here. Now again, remember that this is only game 2. We still have at least one more game left in this match before they can crown a winner here, as this is a best of 5, not the best of 3 as in the semifinals and playoffs. And it looks like the Thresh wants to go ahead early, and ooh, he does not get the hook there. Looks like we've got some real good matchups here in these lanes. The Akali's really trying to push that Nasus back. Nasus is struggling real hard there to get his CS, get his stacks there. Ryze and Zed look like they're having a pretty even matchup here, but it looks like Zed's calling for the Shyvana already. We'll see if Shyvana wants to go in, but she did just step over a ward, so I guess looks like blue side knows she's there. Looks like Ryze might be backing already at 3 minutes. But it looks like the way he backed has really confused the Milton team. They are letting everybody know that the mid laner is missing. We have Shyvana kind of on the bot side there, but really doesn't have any ganks she can really look at this point. So it seems like maybe she's kind of stuck there. Oh, and there is Nunu showing up in the river. Get a little bit of an engagement, but Nunu's just going to leave. Looks like both sides are just going to focus on their CS here. We've got about a 400 gold lead for Wausau West here. They're really doing a little bit better in the CS here. Go ahead here and we'll switch these up, make it a little bit easier for our viewers at home to kind of understand where everybody is at here. We do have a bit of an interesting matchup there in the mid lane. But it looks like they're staying really pretty even there in the mid lane. Well, the bot lane is a very interesting lane as we basically have two supports, both of which are actually building their support items. And that's going to be huge later in the game, because what that's going to do is that's really going to provide the ability for them to maximize the amount of vision that they're putting out. So we do look down at the Drake here, and it looks like the first Drake that is going to come up is a Mountain Drake. Once again, you know, can't stress enough the importance of that Mountain Drake. It'll be very interesting to see how both teams want to start to set up for and make a play for that Mountain Drake that could really make a push one way or the other. Although Milton has done a real good job here of coming back from that almost 300 to 400 gold deficit, and they've brought it down to only about maybe 50 at most. And Akali continuing to just put some damage down on that Nasus. But Nasus is managing to outfarm that Akali by quite a bit. Still just a little bit of pokes here and there, really no major engagement. I mean, this match is really looking like a high-level matchup right here. So it does look like both Wausau West and Milton are starting to engage in their battle for vision at this point. You can see a lot of vision on both sides here, really trying to keep an eye on that Drake pit, because neither team wants to surrender that Mountain Drake to the other side. And Nunu looks like he might be looking to make a play there in the mid lane, but it looks like Zed knows he's there, is going to back off and stand at the tower. We got a little action here down on the bot lane, and are they going? They're going to get first blood there. Kaisa will take down Sonya, get first blood, and we'll see how they want to capitalize on this. Thrush gets the hook there, knocks back the Taric. Kaisa's going to go in, try to get that, but it doesn't look like they're going to quite get the kill onto Taric. Taric's going to just barely get out, and it looks like Shyvana's going to start to rotate down to see if she can't clean up down there. Ooh, and there goes the Kaisa there. But the lantern from Thresh saves Kaisa. Looks like Nasus wants to go in. He's going to take out the Akali and just barely escape with his life. And it looks like Milton's going to try to make a play for that Mountain Drake. And they might just get it right. And Milton will take that first Mountain Drake. But at the cost of a 2K gold lead for Wausau West. We're about 11 minutes into this game here. We have almost about a 1.5K gold lead now for Wausau West. Only objective so far has gone to the side of Milton, though, who's keeping this game very close, even though they don't have a kill yet. Get a little bit more engagement here. It's just going to be a little bit of poke, though. Blue is looking to make something happen over there. They want to know where Tarek has gone. Looks like they found him. And it looks like they're going to collapse. And Rise is going to go down to the Zed. But it looks like Tarek is going to go down to the bot lane. And there Tarek goes down to the Kai'Sa. And that puts Kai'Sa up to a 2-0 at this point. Very interesting runes on the Kai'Sa. Looks like she went Inspiration with her secondary set there so that she could get the free boots. Looks like mid lane's going to take a few of those turrets. Shyvana's going to make an engagement here and take out the Thresh. Kai'Sa's going to try to escape. We'll see if she can. And she is going to be shut down. Shyvana will just get out of there. Nunu is looking for that Shyvana, though. And Nunu will go ahead and clean up that for Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's still going to get the assist on that, though. That puts her at the 2-1-1. And now we see Wausau West really trying to regain vision control here. While it looks like Nunu is taking on the Rift Herald, going to try to take that Rift Herald while nobody is looking here. Thresh just trying to get away from Milton at this point, wasting a ton of time as Nunu is going to go ahead and clean up with this Rift Herald up here. And it looks like Nunu will come out with the Rift Herald here. We'll see how they decide they want to use it. Nunu's getting up the snowball and going to try to go in and save this Nasus here. Akali goes up. Akali lives. She's going to get out of there. Maybe. Nunu's making a push here. There's going to be a TP in from the Rise. And Nunu is going to go down. No more snowman making for Nunu today. And there we go. Kai'Sa and Thresh take down the Sonya on the bot lane. Down zone? Sona. And there we are going to see the first turret fall to Kaisa. Wilmot is looking to make a response here in the mid lane, trying to push that tower. But it looks like we're gearing up for a big fight over this second Mountain Drake here. See how both teams want to play this. Oh, and Thrush goes over a little too early. He's going to flash back over the wall. And it looks like Walsall West might let this go, maybe? And they're going to pull in with the Thrush hook here. But Milton is going to take a second Mountain Drake here. While that happens, though, it looks like Nasus is going to take a second turret. And it looks like Milton wants to converge on that Nasus and do something about that split push, and they will take down the Nasus. Now Milton has effectively taken that gold lead down to only about 1.5k here. Looks like we've got some fight over vision here. Both teams do not want to relinquish their vision. Milton right now really does have a little bit more vision control, at least in their own jungle here. Comes Nunu with a snowball here, which is just going to kind of fizzle out and really not do a whole lot. Looks like we're really grouping up mid here. We might see a fight here. The Nunu is going to go ahead and release Rift Herald. It looks like he probably didn't have long left on it, so he's going to go ahead and let it go here. We'll probably at least get a good chunk on that tower right there before Milton just goes ahead and deletes the Rift Herald from the rest of this match. Nasus looks like he's going to go back up to the top side here, looking to make that splat push, and it'll be interesting to see. Oh, and there we go. We've got a good engagement here in the bot lane, and Milton loses their Zed and a tower on the top lane. Nasus is just dominating this split push here. And they're going to have another engage here in the mid lane. We're going to lose Kaisa, but we're also going to lose Shyvana here. Nasus still alive in the 2v1 here. The great and powerful Susan just dominating on the top lane here.
Sorry, we had a little wager going of how many stacks Nash had.
Nasus is definitely getting a little bit out of control at this point. The gold lead has been extended for Walsall West to a 3.5k gold lead and 4 towers to nothing for Milton. Milton's really got to find a way to utilize those 2 Mountain Drakes that they worked so hard to grab.
Only 3? Right? Oh, I love it. It makes me supportive.
When we look at the CS here, though, Shyvana is just really out CSing the Nunu here. Looking down here, the Nasus is just kind of dominating the CS over the Akali here, and especially in the towers. The Ryze has really pulled ahead of the Zed by about 32 CS here. And the bot lane, Kai'Sa, just dominating in the CS here. We've got another engagement here. We'll see how this plays out here. Oh, and then we can see that Milton's really taking some damage here. They're going to finish up the Sonya here for the double kill with Kai'Sa. There goes Taric, and they're going to try to chase down the Akali here. Oh, and the flash hook does not hit. Nasus is just going to go straight into pushing this tower here, while an Infernal Drake now goes over to the side of Wausau West. I shudder to think at what that Infernal Drake is about to do for Wausau West with the gold lead that they now have here at almost 6K gold. Yet another turret is going to fall. And it looks like Wausau West is going to start going through the jungle. Gonna start making a push here, maybe at the top side. Oh, there's Nasus. Nasus gonna make that split push up there and see if Milton wants to rotate up. They're not really making a big push here. They're trying really hard to look at the vision here. Nunu's gonna grab the scuttle, try and start to make it. Oh, and they're gonna collapse on that Nasus. Nasus is going to make sure he takes his toe a little bit before he's taken down by all 5 of the Milton players here. A little bit of farm, and Milton was able to decrease that deficit slightly, but not quite enough yet. Looks like they've still got a lot of work ahead of them here. We should be looking at the next Drake spawning within the next minute and a half here. We look at the vision here, you can really see that Milton has got a decent vision going on here in their own side. Wausau West trying really hard to... oh, it looks like we have a pause in the game. Crypto looks like he is checking to find out what our game pause here is, see what's going on, and see what our issue is here. We are 23 minutes into this game. Milton really needs to find a way to get back into this game, to start getting some towers down, utilizing those mountain drakes. You know, we see right now that we have a significant gold lead on the side of Wausau West. But Milton really's got to try to figure out how to start getting some towers here, as they still don't have a tower down. 23 minutes into the game, they have not answered any of the 6 towers yet that Wausau West has taken down. And the one thing that's really impressive here, though, is Wausau West's macro game. They're really doing a good job here of playing that macro game, looking to get those objectives down and not worrying as much as, you know, trying to get into those team fights. And it looks like we are going to resume play here in just a second, and here we go. So we'll see how both teams are going to react coming back from this pause. We're not sure what the pause was at this point, but we are back in the game, and it does look like everyone is good to go. Looks like we are going to get some backs here from Wausau West, looking to spend some of that gold. That Kaisa, I believe, should have already been able to supercharge her Q and her E, so that'll be very dangerous here moving forward for the Milton team. And again, we have Nasus and Nunu here just kind of pushing those upper waves. It does look like Milton has backed, but they're starting to come back in. And it sounds like the pause was a bathroom break for the teams. This has been a long day, so I cannot blame them for needing that bathroom break. And Nasus is just dominating in this split push, while the rest of the team is going to push for Baron. Milton just has no choice but to send 3 back. Shyvana looks like she's going to make an attempt, but Rise is going to push her back off of that. They're going to take out the Nasus, but won't be able to get to the Baron pit quite in time here. Lantern over the wall, getting Rise back. They will take the Baron buff. And they are able to take out the Taric here. And it looks like Wausau West is just going to go straight into a push here for the base here. See what they can push, maybe try and get another tower and inhib. And there is a Thresh hook right there, knocked back, and that's going to be the end of Shyvana. And another hook into a, ooh. Very scary engages here. This Thresh is just hitting all of his hooks here. What another one! And Kaisa's gonna go down, 2 tower damage. Zed's gonna get credit for the kill though. And it looks like they're going to use the Baron buff here. They're going to take this mid turret here, possibly look to open it up for an inhib. But here comes Nasus. Nasus is going to make sure that goes down. And there goes a double inhib for Wausau West. Milton's just going to try to defend here at this point, while Wausau West looks like they're going to just, Nasus is just going to keep pushing here. He just doesn't even care. He's going to show the might of Susan, and it takes 3 of them to take him down, but not before he takes that 3rd inhib. In the meantime, Wausau West is going to go and try and take out this Drake here. Set this up so that the Elder Drake might spawn here after the 30 minutes here. Again, it just looks like Milton is just going to try to defend this. That's really all they can do at this point, as Wausau West is just slowly suffocating them at this point in the game. And it looks like they're getting ready for this engage here. And it looks like Wausau West is finally ready to go ahead and try to end this game here. They're waiting, I think, for Nasus to come up here, and here comes Nasus in. Oh, they get the Kaisa. That could be good for Milton right here. They're going to answer back and see if they can't get some damage here. And it looks like this is a 2 for 2, 3 for 2 in the... Oh, and Rise will make an answer there, go for the 3 for 3. And Rise will take out, oh my. Shyvana is just running for her life at this point. Wausau West is just going to let her run, and it looks like they just want to go ahead and end this match here. And that will finish out the second game of this finals match. Now, keep in mind, this is a best-of-5 match, so Wausau West does need to win one more. There is still a possibility for Milton to turn around and do a reverse sweep here. All right, and we are getting ready to start out the third match of this best of 5 finals. I am joined now by
Bullet Man.
Bullet Man here, who's going to help me commentate on this matchup here. So once again, Wausau West choosing the blue side, starting with that Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai has just been a very powerful jungler, and you can see that Susan just bites the dust. Milton is not wanting to see that again.
No, I'm just mad.
Once again, we're really focusing the bans here on Wausau West side against their jungler. Walleye has been a very solid rock for Milton throughout the season, and so they're looking to take away some of those champions for him.
I concur.
And they're going to follow up there with basically all 3 of the main champions he's been playing throughout this series. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. Kind of surprised by the Ryze ban. I didn't think Ryze was that influential in the last game, but apparently Milton thinks differently. It's very interesting that they go with the Kaisa pick, though, when Wausau West has favored Vayne throughout the season here. And they have opened it up. They're hovering the Vlad. This has been a huge pick for Wausau West throughout the season. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we saw a Talon come in with this.
Yeah, Vlad doesn't surprise me at all. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Talon either. It looks like they're thinking about picking Kled now for top. So, wait, no, that's jungle. It's going to be a Riven.
Well, keep in mind they could still do some trades here. Be looking to get something up a little bit early. The Riven pick could go in a couple of different places.
That's true. Bailey is normally their Vlad player as well over there on the other side, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a switch.
I remember all too well playing against that Vlad. Don't want to do that again.
Those were some dark days.
So it looks like they're going to pick up the Yasuo here and the Ezreal. That's a very nasty combo there. A lot of damage on Wausau West side there. Looks like they are not messing around. They really want to end this. Milton is hovering the Silas Kale pick there, knowing that they can't pick those. We do things a little bit differently here in the Wisconsin High School Esports Association. Instead of playing with some of the picks 2 weeks behind like the pros, we just try to make things a little bit more even throughout the board because we have such a wide range of player skill level that when those champions get completely reworked like Kale did, we have those new champions like Silas come out, we do ban those throughout the rest of the season. So those are ineligible picks until the start of next season.
It's really interesting. I actually didn't know that.
So we are going to see the J4 for Milton, so that is a good pick for them. They have enjoyed that pick so far today. Looks like J4 will go into the jungle. Riven will play in the top lane, but we still have some leeway with what might happen on the top lane here for Wausau West. Vlad could still go mid. Yasuo could still go top. We just don't know yet at this point. Lock in the Blitzcrank.
I'm really excited to see some Blitzcrank plays out of Milton this game.
I am as well, although I keep hoping for those buffs that Riot keeps talking about, that rework change with his ultimate, being able to make that a little bit more of a consistent damage. I'm looking forward to some of those changes.
Yeah, I'm hoping that'll come soon.
The Alistar being hovered, that is a good pick, good all-in pick against the Blitzcrank.
Yep. So the final 2 picks are going to be Vi and Alistar on that side. That's Vi's always a pretty strong champion right now, so that should be exciting to see.
Yes, very much so. Also very interesting to see the Nico pick probably down there as the ADC. Nico has been a lot stronger since those changes to her E. I really like the change there, where instead of the more minions it goes through, the longer the stun. Now it really just has to go through one minion to make that longer stun.
Yeah, it's really going to make Nico a really exciting character to watch in this game.
Although I might be slightly biased considering that Nico is one of my major 3 champions in the mid lane. So, although I am yet today to see my Ziggs play, it has not happened yet.
So, obviously this game, Bailey's going to be the person to watch out for. The whole kind of play style on that team is geared around feeding that Vladimir kills and getting him fed. So, keep an eye out for that. It's going to be pretty exciting to watch.
It will be. I think that we are going to see quite a bit of split push again from that Yasuo, and I think that's going to be a very dangerous thing for Milton, as they really have not adapted well to the split push at all in the first 2 matches. I do like the team composition for Milton, though. You've got some decent damage there from the Riven. You've got the hook in there from the Blitzcrank. The Zed has the ability to get into that backline, maybe take out that Vlad or that Ezreal very quickly. You've got the Nico, which will be a really nice stun to really kind of add into that with the Jarvan ultimate there. It could be a really exciting team fight.
Yeah, it has the potential to have a really, really well-developed team fight, and I guess we're going to have to see how it turns out. Hopefully they can perform. Got a couple of minutes here now while the spectator delay lets the game get started here, so.
I don't think we'll see too much variation here in this beginning game. I think all we're really going to see here is just kind of a nice casual easy start on both sides. Milton really isn't going to want to push the invade at this point unless they've decided they want to get crazy. I know my team attempted that. Game 2 almost took out Whitnall with a Volibear Rengar bot lane. It's very interesting. They had no idea how to deal with it. It was a lot of fun. Who knows? Might see something crazy here from Milton like that.
Yeah, you can never really know, and that's part of the joy of watching these games and commentating on these games, just kind of seeing what happens, watching how they evolve.
Indeed. And at this level, it's always fun to see what kind of crazy stuff they're going to pull out to try to make it work. Walsall West could be 1 game away from winning the state championship for the 2nd year in a row. Milton, on the other hand, again, the only team so far that has beaten Walsall West in the regular season. So if anyone can do it, it'd be Milton.
Just about to get started here. 10 seconds left in the spectator delay.
And we're about to get underway. We're loading in here. Got some fun skins. Haven't seen the arcade ribbon used in a while. Go ahead and rearrange this here. Make it easy from the get-go to see here.
And we're in the rift.
So it looks like Blue is already calling for assistance. It looks like they may want to try the invade here. Or they could just be grouping up just to make sure that Milton doesn't want to try anything cheeky.
Yeah, with that Blitzcrank, you're never sure exactly what's going to happen early.
And Milton does have a habit of pulling some amusing early strats.
Doesn't look like they're going to try to get too aggressive here.
Now, I think that they're really going to try to play it safe here.
Got some spam coming in.
Can't help but like those penguins.
I do love the dabbing penguin in the top hat as well. It's very amusing.
Ah, yes, yes. Gotta love the top hat. My hat's off to the top hat.
I just enjoy hats in general. I think they're very entertaining. Looks like they are going to start without too much trouble here. Some decent leashes coming in from both sides. And
Yasuo is going to show up a little bit late to the top lane, but that really shouldn't make a difference.
I'm really excited to see this Yasuo play. He did some promising things earlier. Ooh, a nice hook from Blitzcrank starting out the bot lane with a little bit of thunder. This Alistar's getting punished early.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, he is. Oh, and there we go. It looks like we might have our first. Oh, almost. Alistar
just by the skin of his teeth, he made it out.
just gets out of there.
Count his lucky stars.
Blitzcrank is angry.
He's out for blood. He's not messing around. This is elimination game. Everything's on the table now. He's laying it all out.
Looks like the Jarvan's going to clear his Raptors there. Might be looking to see what he can do mid. Vlad's pushed up pretty far up there. It looks like J4 is just going to kind of pass him by.
Oh, Yasuo is just
Punishing that Riven.
looks like Vi's going to come in. No, not much is going to happen out of that.
Oh, Vi showed up a little bit late to the party there.
You can see Riven's got that river warded.
Yep, those wards, they make all the difference.
I really enjoy that cow skin on the Alistar. It's very, very entertaining.
It's probably about one of my second favorites. The chicken Galio. It's got to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
If we're looking at the animal skins, that is. Looks like we've got some.
And Vlad's going to get punished for being a little over aggressive there mid. We have our first blood.
Zed will take that. Although Zed is one of Juan's favorite champions, so it's one of those things that you should always keep in mind going into your matchup, knowing kind of where some of those favorite champions are. You know, Milton really loves the J4 and the Zed. They're two of their favorite champions.
Despite the first blood in the Zed, I'm noticing that there is already a significant CS lead by the Vlad in mid lane. It'll be interesting to see if after that first kill he's going to be able to hold on to that or not.
Both teams are holding on to their gold here. He's just Wausau West is just punishing Milton with the CS here. They're keeping up even though the first blood went over to Milton. Nice hook by Blitzcrank. Not sure it's going to do much good because it's
gang comes in.
still going to come in and lose the Nico.
Nico dies, and Blitzcrank is going to make like a goose and get the flock out of there.
Looks like we're going to have some entertainment up here on the bot side. J4 shows up, but it looks like it's just going to kind of diffuse here. Ezreal's one of those fun champs to really start to watch as he starts to scale later. His damage starts to get really high up there.
Yeah, I don't have much experience with that. I have a friend who likes playing Ezreal a lot, but he has a horrible time CSing, so he never gets very strong. It's unfortunate because he's got so much potential late game.
Looks like Vi might already be looking at that first Drake. Looks like she might already be engaged in it. Alistar's rotating up.
To help.
Yep, looks like he's going to try and make sure that he zones off with J4 trying to come in at that.
Very interesting flash coming in top lane. Yasuo's going to get himself out of there.
And there is the first Drake, and it is an Ocean Drake. And an Ocean Drake early in any match is one of the most ideal first Drakes that you can get because it creates such sustain in the lane. And it looks like Vi's going to go ahead and take out J4 early in his own jungle. But it looks like they are trying to collapse on Vi here. While at the same time, Yasuo is punishing that Riven.
Ooh. Vi can't escape.
She cannot.
Yasuo gets very aggressive.
And
And is
Yasuo will
rewarded.
take it out, and he will escape. I thought for sure he'd take that turret shot, but he escapes just barely there. And Wausau West is going to increase their gold lead there to about 800 gold, pushing up toward that 1,000 gold lead here. Yasuo is going to go ahead and take out that back line there, create a nice push at that tower.
There's just not much room to breathe coming in here on this map. These players are really pressuring Milton, and they're not really giving them much of a chance to catch their breath.
Vlad just continuing to punish this Zed with a 31 CS lead here.
Yeah, the CS is really starting to get out of control here. It's very noticeable. Yasuo is now ahead. Vlad is very far ahead. Their bot lane, Ezreal, is also significantly ahead in CS. Junglers are effectively neck and neck.
Oh, we've got a nice play here by the Milton bot lane. Nice
from
stun
Blitz.
by Nico. Nice hook by Blitzcrank.
Forces a flash from Alistar.
Just really punishes them, takes their health down.
The summoner spells being gone is really important because with the wave shove, they don't leave them susceptible to being ganked.
Yasuo is going to just really get aggressive with this Riven here.
Doesn't appear to have the river warded, but jungler's nowhere to be found anyway because they've got vision on their bot. So
You already saw the J4 on that bot lane there, so he's kind of free to be aggressive up there on the top lane. Ooh, and it looks like Ezreal might just go down right here. Oh, maybe not. He's going to turn it with Alistar coming in to
very
save
good
his
play
life.
from the Alistar. Blitz flashes, gets ignited, manages to escape. Nice hook from the Blitzcrank, but he's not going to get much from it.
Instead, the Alistar is going to knock him up, let Ezreal take the kill, and they're going to start to get a few platings here. And it looks like the Alistar is going to back off, give a little bit of extra gold here to the Ezreal. And Yasuo looks like he has been caught out here, and he will go down to the 3-man up on the top lane.
A warning from Milton that you have to still respect them.
Indeed. The last thing you want to do in any match is get too overconfident. And despite winning 2 matches, Milton is a good team, and they are the team that beat Wausau West during the season.
That CS lead from the Vlad is so impressive. Despite being down 1 kill early in lane, still dominantly controlling the CS.
Uh-oh.
We might have some connection issues here.
Or maybe they're just spending too much time typing.
I suppose. Yeah, it does not appear to be a technical issue, so. Yeah, the Riven type Alistar comes in.
Yep, looks like they were typing in chat and loses his life because of it. Now we've just lost Alistar here in the mid lane. Now, Wausau West has increased their gold lead now to almost 2.5K now, though. Just slowly making that gold increase further and
This
farther.
has been happening in pretty much all the games they've been playing now, is that slight mountain of gold just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And now
Vlad just taking, oh, Blitzcrank just narrowly escaping that Ezreal ult there.
meanwhile, Ezreal is chipping away at the bot tower with no resistance whatsoever.
But it does look like Vi is free to go in and solo this Mountain Drake, or at least start to set up for the Mountain Drake. I am actually a bit surprised they didn't go for it. Nope, now it looks like they're
Slight
asking
BM
for
coming in from the Jarvan, I see. A nice hook from the Blitzcrank, and the Ezreal's in very big trouble. He's trying to get out.
And there goes the Ezreal. I'm not really sure why the Alistar decided he kind of wanted to go in right there, but he does have the rest of the team following him.
Out for him. Oh, very dangerous dive. Does not pay off.
Does not
Blitzcrank
at
manages
all.
to escape. Nope, he does go down. I'm not quite sure what I'm watching here. This is
I'm not either.
a little interesting, to say the least.
Wausau West maintains about a 3K
Question
gold
mark
lead
things
here.
come in as Vlad manages to kill Nico.
And Yasuo getting too aggressive up there on the top lane.
Jarvan gets that nice shutdown gold for killing Vlad.
And that will even up the kills, but not the gold deficit.
It's been a recurring theme in a lot of these games. Is the kills may stay very similar, but the gold is what's much more important.
Zed's going to go after that Ezreal, but Ezreal will escape. I am a bit surprised that Milton came out of that so far ahead, but did not go for the Drake. Although, to be fair, that Mountain Drake has not done them a whole lot of good so far in the last couple of matches.
Bot towers a few hits from being down.
And Vi is going to go in after the, there we go, gonna take out, oh, but Nico's gonna follow up that kill, take out the Vi.
Alistar's on the run. Bunch of summoner spells burned as
Oh, and it looks like Milton's gonna come out ahead on that one. But Vlad's gonna come around and possibly clean
meanwhile,
house here.
Yasuo tries to tower dive Riven and gets punished again for doing so.
I'm really not sure what I'm watching. This is a very different Wausau West here.
It's very different both teams.
Wausau West is maintaining their gold lead. You can see that the CS differential is just getting out of hand.
It's very dramatic.
Vlad almost doubling Zed's CS at this point. We've got 4 Milton on the bot right now with Jarvan in the jungle right near them.
Blitzcrank makes a very aggressive dash into 4 enemies bot lane and actually manages. Okay.
Well, as they are doing that, though, they're allowing Ezreal there enough time to really chip away at that mid tower here.
Top tower is going to go down to the Yasuo, and mid tower is going to stay up, but it's now very low. Gold lead is very steady so far.
Yeah, despite Wausau West taking all of these
Risky plays.
very risky plays, they're still coming out ahead here with the CS, with the gold and the towers here. A nice hook by Blitzcrank, but unfortunately that's not going to save that mid tower.
Blitzcrank's going to get... They might get the second tower here too.
We are only at 16 minutes, so both teams still have the ability to go for the Rift Herald here.
Blitzcrank narrowly missed the hook that may have killed Ezreal. Ezreal flashes of Dabbing Penguin. A little bit of BM coming in. Neither team appears to be going much for the objectives on the map, but Vi is now shifting towards the Mountain Drake, so hopefully we'll actually get that out of the way.
And there goes the Ezreal. Vlad wastes the ult from Nico there, but still ends up losing his life there. See what Yasuo will take out the Jarvan.
Vi does manage to get the Mountain Drake, but then dies to the Zed shortly after.
And Yasuo is just going to attempt to chase across the map at this point.
Appears that Yasuo may get away. He's going to have to dodge a blitz hook here pretty soon.
Oh, and the Ezreal ult comes up to kill the Riven.
I can appreciate, you can tell that the players are having fun with this game.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're having a lot more fun with this game than in the previous matches, which were just all business.
They're keeping it very business casual, you could say, this game. Oh, Blitzcrank makes quick work of Yasuo as he pulls him under the tower, and Jarvan finishes it off. But undeterred, they're going to make a push for that second mid tower anyway.
And almost got it down, and there is the Rift Herald right there. Rift Herald will go ahead and finish that turret right there. They're going to go ahead and engage, try and get a little bit of damage onto this next turret here.
Gives them the pressure they need to finish off the Zed.
And Rift Herald will go down, but not until after he takes a good chunk. And Vlad just triple kill here, allowing Ezreal to just clean up that tower there.
And just again, I'm noticing the CS difference here. Vlad has more than double the CS of that Zed. It's just staggering.
Oh, and Blitzcrank, will he get out alive? Oh, he will manage to take out the Vi, utilizing the tower.
Manages to get out of there, possibly saving his team from losing one of their inhib towers. Or Nexus towers, I'm sorry.
Wausau West is, even though having fun, they are definitely making quick work of this game. We're only 20 minutes into this game. Baron is just about to spawn.
Gold lead is beginning to snowball, getting rapidly more and more out of control now. You see it's almost 7,000.
And we're already into the Milton base here. Zed almost takes care of the Vlad there, but Vlad's able to escape.
Can't quite find the kill.
Vlad playing very risky right here with a Blitzcrank. Alistar coming in, knock up. Vlad, can you finish it? Yasuo will fin him up. And Vlad will go after the Nico.
That might be game. We'll see here if they can finish it off.
J4 just kind of coming in from behind. Yasuo sees him. They're going to turn on him. They're going to see what they can do here. But again, playing a little risky there. And it definitely
minions are pushing down the towers now.
It definitely looks like Wausau West is looking to try to end this.
I guess we'll see.
Milton not
Bunch of
quite
summoning
ready to
spells
give
up
it
for
up
him.
just yet.
As Wausau West beats a hasty retreat.
Milton just looking to defend here.
Milton came out of their base ready to get some kills, but Wausau West decided to make like trees and leave. They didn't want a part of this.
Oh, and there Zed just kind of deletes Vi off the map. We have extended this gold lead, though, to nearly 8,000 gold and just getting worse.
There are some very questionable plays being made here by both teams now.
Yeah, it seems like they're just getting a little tired here. You know, we're looking at, it's almost 11 o'clock at night here. I think both the teams just kind of want to be done with this at this point.
Very understandable. Many of them have been playing this game now for over 12 hours at a time here.
And there we go.
Blitzcrank does manage to kill the Yasuo, but it's a consolation prize as 3 of his teammates die in the process.
Got a 3-for-1 here, and they're still going. Wausau looking to finish this. There goes the Nico. And now they're looking to finish off Blitzcrank. And that could be the game right there. Jarvan just standing there. Not even sure what to do there. A double kill with the Alistar. You don't see that every day.
Very entertaining game, and I do expect them to finish off the Nexus here. And
that will be the game. Wausau West is our champions here at the finals in Fond du Lac at Game On. Thank you all for tuning in, and tune over to see the awards presentation.
Have a good night, folks.
Wausau West, come on down.